Coming from the FDR Drive. It's Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. Here we go. Doing Victor. Not even a minute in. I just started. How you doing, Karen? I just started. Yep. A lot of hospitals over here. Almost every building is a hospital. I work on 2 tanks, 300 gallons each, at the Helmsley Hospital. I would start in there, but they have lousy Wi-Fi in there. Every time I try, it doesn't work. Can't get a connection. Every time I have to clock out, I have to leave the building, cross the street to get Wi-Fi. We're all the way on the east side. We're gonna cross town through Central Park. Bicycles. I'm gonna walk up to 72nd Street and walk through Central Park. This is Sotheby's. You know those auction houses? This is it. You can't get through that glass. That ain't nothing to see though. You see a Ferrari Dino in there. But you gotta walk inside to see that. Yeah, it's about 90 degrees here, but they said it's supposed to feel like 96. Well, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not a cold weather person. So I'm gonna enjoy this all I can. I ran out of water. That's okay, I'm okay. Had my lunch, had the water, and when I'm done doing this, I'll probably go get something to eat or whatever, or something to drink. It's like 6:30. Funny, on my last day of vacation, it rained. So I had to end everything quick. I come back, and it's sunny. Lousy luck. As you can see, the streets are beat up. That means they're gonna pave it. I was gonna ride a skateboard today. I'm glad I didn't. I kept staring at it like I wanted to ride it. I would have got over here and been carrying it.
He invited me.
Well, I had 2 weeks vacation, so it wasn't too bad. It didn't rain every day. I had some dry days. That building right there, the like screen top inside, that's to the Q train that runs uptown. I mean downtown. This is basically almost the last stop. It runs up to like 96th Street, I believe, and then it runs through the rest of the city. So that's a new station. I usually take that to get here, or I take the 6 train. And it's a big station too. Nothing small about it. Got plenty of room. Yes, it is. We're on 72nd Street. We was just leaving FDR Drive, York and First Avenue. Now we're going to like 2nd Avenue. I'm around here every week because I do the same job. Got around, I don't know, 4 jobs around this area. So it's funny how they take some of these old buildings. These buildings are probably over 100 years old. They put these modern buildings right next to it, and they dwarf it. Look at that. I mean, those buildings been up for a while, but still, they just dwarf this building. These 3, well, it's 4 buildings. Get out the street. I was sweating like I was running. Even though I'm sweating, I'm not feeling exhausted or anything, even though I just finished work. The Dangerfields Club is further down too. Yeah. I'm nowhere near that. Well, not that far. I could definitely walk to it. Nice long hill for a ride. You got a bicycle or skateboard, just coast. Check this out. Little Joe. Just spotted you. I don't do like the, I don't know what you would call considered traditional workout, like going to clubs and all of that stuff. I mainly do stuff like ride bikes, go to events. That was my thing. I really started doing this, like street walking, for the YouTube and TikTok, because of the COVID thing. Before I was riding, like I was saying before one time, I was riding with a group of guys all the time. Well, the last group was electric vehicles, like skateboards, unicycles, and whatnot. But before that, I was riding with BMX guys, and before that it was mountain bikes. That's what I started out with. And I started doing that back in '93. And I've been on a roll ever since. And then I started a YouTube channel back in 2012. That didn't pan out. I started out right, doing stuff like this, and I had a problem with my computer, so I got to take your account down and put it back up to correct the situation. And I said, all right, I don't know nothing about computers. And he took it down, and all of a sudden I couldn't get my YouTube channel back. I got everything else back but except my YouTube channel. So I didn't know how to get anything back, or I didn't put no effort into getting it back. So I just gave up YouTube. Went back to what I was doing. I didn't even know you can make a living doing that stuff at that time. I think it said Mr. Alex. Thank you for subscribing. By the way, that is my name, Alex. The name of my old channel is my full name, Alex James. So if you go on YouTube, type in Alex James, and you'll see my old channel. It's about 7 videos up. And I deleted some because they didn't have gimbals back then, back in 2012. Not that I know of. And you get the shakes. This gimbal takes all of that away. You try walking with a camera in your hand, you're gonna have all kinds of wobbles and don't look good. All about having things look right. Don't look right, don't put it up. So we're around the Ralph Lauren buildings. Like two or three buildings around here. It's just like his flagship stores. I never went inside. I'm gonna go in one day, but I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna let me bring a camera in. And that's the other store. They usually have the tables out, people be sipping coffee or whatever. Oh, it's after this, it was almost 7 o'clock, so maybe they was maybe they're closing. See those two buildings, the stone one, and then you got the brick building. That's also a Ralph Lauren building, and this one right here across the street. When you buy buildings like that, you spend millions of dollars just to get the building, and then imagine what it costs just to fix it up. These are buildings that be costing $20 million and all that, and more. I'm pretty sure Ralph Lauren paid even more than that for the building he has. Those 3 buildings, those are probably $120 million or something like that. To even get a small brownstone, I used to work at a client's house. He had a small brownstone. It was probably like 3 floors. Had a saltwater tank. And that building alone, that was like $20 million. So everybody had their own floor and everything, pretty much. Oh, sorry. We're approaching 5th Avenue, Central Park on 72nd Street. Thank you. Miss DJ. I'm getting caught in between the traffic. And this is the banner for Summer Stage. I've never seen them do this before. I guess this side's gonna be until things get back to normal. Usually they have performances around the band shell. And then they'll hand out flyers. So for those who don't know, the park is closed to traffic indefinitely. No more cars. I mean, unless you have a city vehicle or government building. I mean, government car, like police cars, ambulance, things of that nature. Well, when they're doing these events, those are the only vehicles that can come in. Everything else, that's it. They cannot come in. They can only pass under the park because they have underpasses for the cars to go across town. Man, it's getting dangerous. Jeez. I'm telling you, those electric vehicles changed everything. People that probably would never ride a bike, bother riding a bike. The scooters, or they have the electric bikes. Now, electric bike would be good to go around the park and do a film the park. Now, I would do that if I can rent an electric bike or scooter, put the phone on it, and just ride the whole park. Cause it's like a little over 5 miles. Cause I wouldn't want to ride a bicycle trying to talk on a camera. That'd be a headache, especially going up the hills, because we got some hills in this park. And I haven't been riding in a long time, so I'll be out of breath trying to talk and then trying to pump up these hills. That's not the move. That's when electricity comes in effect. Runners Club, most likely. Back in the 90s, we used to go to this spot, they used to call it the Needle. It was like, I don't know, maybe 10 of us riding mountain bikes. It was an Egyptian obelisk. We used to sit over there and people watch. And they had a racing group of those guys on road bikes. Those guys used to fly around the park. We were just sitting down, hanging out, and it sounds like rain. And it'll be like 60 plus bikes just riding the park. And they all have on their jerseys and whatnot. You know, different colors. I don't know if they was a team or not. And you just hear those bikes. It just sound, you hear them, you know, pumping and whatnot. And it was insane. And we thought we was cool. We had like 10 guys, and these guys are around 60 plus guys every day. Because I used to meet up with the guys at a bike shop, Larry's and Jeff's. I can't go in there. They got music going. They're doing a photo shoot. That's somewhat my hobby. My camera's acting up. I might get another camera or fix what I have. Somebody's always playing music in there. Come around here when the snow first falls, it looks nice. Even though I'm not a winter person, but when everything's covered in snow, it looks pretty. No, I'm fine in the heat. Only thing that I'm kind of concerned about is if the phone just turns off on me because it overheats. If that happens. Geese. Oh man, I gotta walk away from that way. Sometimes you just be walking and then the music will just pop right on. You're like, what the? And now they just turn it down. Jeez. Now if I go back over there, they might turn it back up. Even if somebody does, let's just say somebody was doing the Beatles song and they was doing a remix, doing it themselves. That's a copyright strike. I didn't even know that. I found that out through one of those vid channels. We talked about it. You can't even do that. I'm gonna start heading back out. Oh, they're just doing, okay. Somebody's getting a wedding dress done. They're taking pictures. It's like 3 different photo shoots in this area. All at one time.
It should be over there because I think
Hello, Young Kim. Hope I said that right. Can't walk in here. I gotta turn around. Alright. You see a sandy color looking building over there that's called the band shell. Feel like they're doing ballet from where I'm looking from here. So I gotta duck that. Drums sound like they're beating drums underwater. That little house over there, that's where we used to hang out at. And we would go over there and charge up electric vehicles. Stay there for maybe an hour. Ride around again until we can go to another spot to charge up. Basically, what we was doing was going from one spot to the next. It'll take maybe an hour to get to one spot, another hour. We had it all planned out. Took a while to get it, but that's how we used to ride around. But they still do. I don't do it anymore with them. Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.
This is very nice, but I feel like you don't get to.
This is Daniel Webster. I think that's a runners club. Let's get nosy. Yeah, this is some type of runners club.
Hi. My friends, we're going to have each of you introduce yourselves in the larger group. Don't run away.
The only time I run is for the train, the bus, the boat. That's the only time I run. I ain't got the best knee. When I gotta make that the train, bus, belt, you know, any of those, that's when the running starts happening. Different running groups. No, I don't think they're meeting up with the one that we just passed. Yeah, they running right past them, so it's different running groups. Maybe they getting ready for the marathon. should they have that. I'm pretty sure they will. I don't know if any of y'all know about parrots. I used to have a double yellow-headed parrot. It was an Amazon. So he was all green with a yellow head, like a yellowish beak. He had touches of red and blue in his feathers. He loved Central Park. Man, I used to have him on my shoulder. He's about the size of a pigeon, but his feet and beak is, of course, is bigger. So I used to walk with him on my shoulder, and I used to always bring him to this lawn over here. And he used to scream. He was screaming like he was calling for somebody. But anytime I took him to Times Square, he did not like Times Square. He would not make a sound. He would be so upset. But when I brought him to Central Park, of course I will only bring him when the weather's like this, summertime. I kept him for 5 years. They said we couldn't have any pets of any kind. And I asked before I bought him, because I was working at Petco at the time. So before I bought him, I asked the office management at the time, I said, is it possible we can have birds? I told him what type of bird and everything. He said, yeah. But he was an older guy, so maybe it was cool with him. And the following year, they sent me a letter that said, no pets of any kind. So I kept them for 4 more years, and they always had like apartment inspections once a year. I said, let me get rid of this bird, because before I wind up losing my apartment. But the other 4 years, they never said nothing, but I just didn't want to take that chance anyway. But he was so destructive. You put something down, he tears it up. So I had like remote controls for VCRs and whatnot. Man, he beat those things up. The little buttons, he would take them off. It was rubberized anyway. But this lady told me one time I had him on my shoulder. So she said, be careful, because they got hawks in the park. I knew they had hawks, but she gave me an example of what happened. So she said this lady was walking with just like those Easter hats. So she had one of those type of hats, and she had a dove on it, like a fake bird. So of course the bird is not close to your face, it's on top of your head. So a hawk came down and took the hat. When she told me that, I started giggling because I couldn't believe it. You know, I was picturing, yo, this thing is gonna take somebody's hat. Yeah, he took it. Because a hawk sees, man, he's just gonna see the hat with that, you know, bird on it. So he took the hat. But I always had him on my shoulder, and then I would take a blanket, because I had a carrier, a cat carrier or small dog carrier, and I would bring him to the park. But before I bring him to the city, look at all these bikes. What I used to do was I'd give him a shower. There's runners and bikers. Here come the bike. That's a lot. That's a decent size. One of the things I did was I give him a warm shower in the morning. It was almost like a bath because I would fill the tub up until it goes past his legs and I just drench him. I gave him a shower every week. And then I'll put him in the carrier, carry some food with a backpack. And then by the time I get to the ferry, he's almost dry. And plus his wings was clipped. So he wasn't gonna fly anywhere. Anytime I got his wings clipped, they just trimmed the feathers. So it wasn't like they was breaking wings or anything. So they'll trim one side of his wings, one of his wings, and that's what they would do. And he couldn't fly, you know, perfect. And he knew anytime his feathers got clipped, he knew he couldn't fly right. But it was cool though. The only thing he really could say was hello. Yeah, but maybe you'll feel uncomfortable if you was running by yourself, because now you're thinking about what you're doing more so than when you're with a group. When you're with a group, you want to push and pass what you normally would do. At least that's how I felt when I was riding a bike. I was riding with guys that was more advanced than me, because I was just riding for fun. And these guys was riding mountain bikes every day because they was bicycle mechanics. So it would be the same, just like with these runners. You start out, you run with the group, you wind up going further than you normally would. So if you normally would run 2 miles, you start running with the group, you'll probably do damn near 5. You know, and these guys are probably doing it every day anyway. They probably, like I said, you might be training for the marathon. So, yeah, that's another thing. That's how you want people to be, yeah. Now I'm gonna give you a perfect example of that. The guys I used to ride with, electric vehicles. So the guy, we always had like flashing lights on our helmet, on our body.
From an Arsenal pump?
I don't know, the guy must have had a seizure. And he was riding alongside me, and he just passed right out. So they said it was the... And we just met the guy. He was only riding with us for that day. And he sure enough passed right out. And watch somebody fall, like somebody says timber. It was like crazy. So we stayed until an ambulance came. And of course they took him off. And then we got in contact with him the next day to see how everything was. But something as simple as the lights flashing fast, and you got them LED lights. I didn't even know that lights can do that. Just like those video games where they say you can, some people may catch a seizure because of the way the lights are blinking and flashing. I played video games, but I've never seen that happen, but I heard about it. I mean, read about it. You see somebody riding with you and pass right out, and you're like, what the hell? That's something to see. And lucky he had a helmet on. That saved him. He fell flat on his face. We weren't going that fast, so that's probably helped him also. coming out around Columbus Circle. Now, if I had my bike and I just rode the whole park, I would stand over in one of these areas and just watch everybody else go by. I like people watching. I just like to observe things, pretty much. That's what I mean by, I'm an ambivert, but more towards the introvert. So I like to observe what's going on, what people do. On a Saturday, this park could be packed. It's pretty much people here now. Everybody's off work. I used to go over here also with the bird. Sit down on a blanket. So the sound might go out if this music is recognizable until I can get past it. I think it's the Hindu guys. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. But those guys usually come out and go to different parks and perform and hand out books. It is. So far, did anybody see any buffering? I didn't see nobody mention anything about it. I'm just wondering. Did y'all see any buffering at all since I've been doing this walk? Almost an hour. richer. Sometimes I can't tell if it's buffering or not. Ah, it's music. Yeah. It's good to be true. It's 90 degrees. Sweating like I'm running. Crazy. It's not near you, man. It's up. You're killing me with all of this camera stuff. You don't know they on camera every day, all day. Step out your side. Once you step out your house, you're on camera after that. Especially where I live. Thank you, Joe. I'm about to close out. Appreciate everybody that came on. Greatly appreciate it. I think it's going to be like this tomorrow. Pretty sure. I think the rest of the week. So, I'm definitely try to get out. I don't know what this is about. Something about Puerto Ricans, oppression, gentrification, exploitation, colonialism, and the radio. Jeez. Yeah. Okay, people. This is pretty much it. This is the rest of them. The guys that had the banner. This is the rest of the group. Okay, y'all have a good day. I may see you sometime tomorrow. Depends how fast I get off work. I had an extra job today. They just threw it in. And that's why I started late. Okay, y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm signing out. And this is it.